Hi, my name is Sophie, and today I will be persuading you on the misinterpretation of the known story Romeo and Juliet. I vividly remember sitting on the floor in the red carpet of my first grade classroom with all the other kids around anticipating our teacher to start reading aloud the love story of Romeo and Juliet. As a class, we were listening to the basic tale that leaves out the true significance of this story. While the teacher was reading this, you would hear the oohs and the ahs of all the other kids as we learn about the true love between Romeo and Juliet. Today, most people interpret this story very incorrectly, as they would describe it as a romantic story. That is why I'm here today to tell you about why this viewpoint is false. I care about this topic because it has been consistently misinterpreted and interpreted into the idea of an unrealistic love. Into society, I don't believe this should continue. Today, I'll convince you that the story of Romeo and Juliet has been misconceived into a story of romantics and love. But by taking a deeper look into the narrative, you can understand Shakespeare's true meaning for writing Romeo and Juliet. His true meaning was to describe this as a cautionary tale of destructive hate. So let's start by exploring the misinterpretation of love. As stated in an article, Why Romeo and Juliet Are Terrible Role Models for Love by Matt W. and Graham J. This story, stated by them, is not about love, but about tragedy. The two lovers are young and willing to give up their whole worlds for each other. They are naive teenagers that are unable to take on the full responsibility of having a significant other. These teenagers are willing to give up friendships, families, and hobbies to just have each other. Things such as getting a glance by another stranger or getting talked to by the opposite gender, they still get jealous, showing their naiveness. To also support this idea, we will touch on how this purported idea of love is a famous outlook recently seen in common things in the world. Songs like Crazy in Love by Beyonce and the well-known song Love Story by Taylor Swift both include these fantasies. These two specific songs are over-fantasize the idea of love from the source Why Romeo and Juliet is Not a Romance. To then form a solution from this mistaken idea of love, the solution is stated from the creator himself, Shakespeare. Shakespeare's full focus from writing Romeo and Juliet was to express the idea of the cautionary tale of destructive hate. Based on an article, Hate in Romeo and Juliet, The Poison Beneath Verona's Surface, family feuds between the Montagues and the Capulets is the main reason for destructive hate. A quote from Prince Verona himself, "If you ever disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay for the forfeit of peace." This is from Act 1, Scene 1 of the written out story. This describes the hatred forced to keep Romeo and Juliet apart, leading to tragic ends. Now from a YouTube video produced by Elliot A., Hate in Romeo and Juliet, Key Quotes and Analysis. The prince gives repeated warnings to show the toll the feud has on society in Verona. What a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. This is from Hate in Romeo and Juliet, The Poison Beneath Verona's Surface, as recently stated before. Finally, to add on to the idea of the feud, hate is also seen between personal grudges in the story. As stated in Catastrophes in Romeo and Juliet, the contribution of the Montagues and Capulet families, characters like Tybalt, Mercutio, and Romeo himself. They all have these own personal beefs, causing the hate and destructiveness within Verona and in their own society. Mercutio and Tybalt have a feud themselves throughout the story, and this is caused by Mercutio fighting for Romeo's honor as Juliet is Tybalt's cousin. This causes a personal feud to protect Romeo's honor, as seen from Mercutio. To wrap it all up, I will summarize the problem and solution to this misinterpreted story. Overall, Romeo and Juliet should be seen as a cautionary tale of destructive hate and not a societal tale of love. Just think back to elementary school and think how different this story would be if you knew this information as a young child. Would your view of love be different? Thank you again for giving me the time to describe the story of Romeo and Juliet.